The Center for American Progress recently announced that they were shutting down the popular website Think Progress, but there's far more to the story than most people realize. First of all, what a huge loss.
Yeah.
Think Progress, what a huge loss. This story makes me remember the days of Air America when you had the establishment Democrats that Air America, think of what you had. You had Al Franken, Janine Garofalo, Sam Cedar, Chuck D, Bobby Kennedy, this great array of commentators that were building a national talk radio system. But when we needed to raise money, Bobby and I did a show back then. It was the first time we did Ring of Fire. It was, God, I can't even remember how long ago. But when we were trying to raise money for it, we would go to these folks, and if it wasn't their idea, what I call the snowflake elite, if it wasn't their idea, or if you weren't going to talk about only their topic, they wouldn't give you a dime. Soros was a great example. Yeah. Here's this guy spreading money all over the world, and here we were just asking, look, keep this idea of a progressive radio network alive. Couldn't get a dime. We all raised as much as we could and stayed in business as long as we could. This is exactly that story, isn't it?
It is, and what you have is the Center for American Progress, which is the think tank, CAP, and think tanks, just like CAP, they get funded with corporate money. And Think Progress, which started during the Bush administration, did great work, talking about the torture issues, the endless war, did great work during the Obama administration, talking about the crimes of the bankers and the lack of prosecutions. And they've been the best out there on environmental issues since day one. But because those didn't fit in line with what the corporations that fund CAP wanted them to talk about, Think Progress suddenly decides, you know what, or CAP decides, we're going to get rid of Think Progress. We're going to fire the actual journalists, the people in the union, by the way. They only got rid of the union people and said, from now on, it's going to be a voice for the think tank.
Yeah.
They're the ones who get to say what they want to say.
I don't know who wrote this new Republic article that explores how dysfunctional what I call the snowflake elite is of the Democratic arm. But they talk about the fact, and it was so well written, they talk about the fact that if it's not, when you go to Democratic elite and ask for money to help further a great idea like this organization, Think Progress, unless in this particular writer gave an example. He said if everything that you talked about was not perceived as devoted solely to a full-time basis of unseating Trump, it wasn't important. And what this writer was talking about was the fact that the truth is all of these issues that they're not talking about can merge and they can converge to bring about change, but you can't be so simple-minded that the only thing that you're going to talk about is guns. You can't be so simple-minded that the only thing that you're going to talk about is unseating Trump. You can't be so simple-minded that you're a one-issue organization and don't understand that all these various parts converge for change.
Well, and the problem is, and we've seen this in a lot of left-leaning media that's really more corporate Democrat than progressive, obviously. They only want to talk about Trump, but they want to treat Trump as if he is the cause of all the problems we have in this country today. They want to ignore the bad things that happened during the Obama administration. They want to go after the people who are saying, listen, Obama wasn't that great. He did some bad things. We get it all the time.
And that's what Think Progress did, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
they didn't like that.
That's the sin of Think Progress, was saying, hey, hold up. Obama wasn't actually that great on the environment all the time. He did some good things. He did some really not good things, too. But they don't want to put any of the blame on him. Bad things only started happening when Trump took office, according to the establishment Democrats.
Yeah, they were criticized. This group was criticized. Think Progress criticized for going after Israel when Israel was wrong. They were going after Hillary Clinton and saying she was a loser. Get on a different horse. DNC couldn't handle that. Thanks for joining me. Okay.
Thank you.
The Monsanto Corporation continues to sell an herbicide called Roundup. If you or a loved one were exposed to Roundup and then developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you might be entitled to financial compensation, and you have a right to take action now.